Hi everyone, today's video we're going to build an image gallery using Next.js and Supabase Storage. And so this is what the demo look like. So as you can see, this is where we list all of the photo and also this one link to the user who created this one as well. And for example, if I upload the new photo, I can click on upload. And can I browse the file right here? So let's say I upload this file right here and I can give a description. So I can, let's say, testing. And then let's click on upload. So you can see we have the percentage right here. You can see, and right now when upload is complete, so we're gonna refresh and re-render and show the image right here. So before we doing that, so don't forget to like and subscribe this video. So let's start coding. All right, so the first step that we're going to do is to clone the boilerplate. So I have set up Next.js and Supabase already. So this is the boilerplate. If you want to know how I build this one, you can check out my previous video. And so now let's go into this one and let's hit clone this one, which I have already done it already. So right here. So the next step that I'm going to do run npm install. So will install all the dependency for me. And also I open this one with Visual Studio Code right here. All right. So the first step that we're going to do is to create the env file .env.local. And so I can paste this one right here and to this one. So now we need to get the Supabase URL and the anon key. So for that, let's go inside this Supabase project I have created already. And let's go into the project setting and go to API. This is where you can get the key. Just paste this one, copy this one, paste this one, and right now paste this one as well. Very nice. And so the next step that we're going to do is to enable GitHub authentication. And because right now, if I'm run this one, npm run dev, so this will start our localhost on 3000. All right, so as you can see, we have this boilerplate, and if we go into sign in page, we see that we have authentication with GitHub and Google. So for this one, I'm going to use with Google GitHub only because it's fast and easy. So to do that, you can go into your profiles, and then let's go into the settings right here. Go to the developer settings and go to OAuth. So you will have this existing app. So we can create a new one as well. So right now, let's try to, let's say next gallery, maybe demo, like gallery demo. And this is, you can use local 3000, the auth URL callback right here. You can go into the authentication and then let's go into provider right here. And then you can scroll down to GitHub and then you can copy this one. So now we can paste this one right here and then we can register the application. So now we'll get the client ID. You can paste this one, and for the client secret, you can generate a new one here. Right now you can copy as well and paste this one, make sure it's enabled and hit save. All right. So now the next step that we're going to do, we create the profile table. So for that, let's go into here. Let's copy this one. And let's go into the SQL editor. And so we can paste this one right here and click run. So you can see this will create the profile table. And if we go into our table editor right here, we should be able to see the profile table. But right here, we need to enable the row level security. So just click on this one and click on enable and hit confirm. And right here, go to new policy. And for the policy for this one, I allow only read only. And then if you user authenticated, they be able to read. And you can change this one based on your application. Since this is real simple, I don't really care much about this one. And so the next step that we're going to do, we're going to create a trigger that will insert into the table whenever there's a new user sign up. Copy this one, go into the functions, and let's create a new function. So this one is going to be create user on sign up. And then the type of this one trigger. So we can paste this one and then show advanced setting, go to security definer. So this one, you can name this whatever you want. And then right now, let's hit confirm on this one. So we create a function. Next step is we're going to create a trigger for the auth user table. So to do that, we can come back here. And so we can paste this one. So right now, let's go into the SQL editor, go to new query. So we can paste this command. So this is, you can see, this is the function that we just created earlier. This is the trigger name. So if you name something else, you can just replace this one. So now let's hit run. So, okay, so we have this problem right here. So create trigger. All right, so maybe we can run the debugger right here. So this is, so accept chain. I think there's not much chain, but maybe let's try to run this one again. Okay, so I see. So let's try to run this one again. So you can see we got no error. So I think the reason that we get error because when I select do something like this, so it will run only the selects. Okay, so right now, if we go into the database, go to trigger, and then go to auth, you should be able to see this trigger right here. Very nice. So now if you wanted to drop the trigger, you can copy this command, but we're not going to run this one. All right, so right now, look like our setup is complete. So right now we can just click on login with GitHub right here. So you can see, and click authorize. This should redirect me back to the localhost 3000. And as you can see, very nice. And if we go into our profile table, we should be able to see the record here as well. Okay, so right now our setup is complete. All right, so right now we're going to create the upload component. So the upload component, it will be the dialog. So whenever I click on this one, it will pop the dialog. So for that, let's install the dialog first. Let's go into chat.tnt and let's go and install this one. Let's copy this. Let's come back here and then let's go add the dialog. So right now, let's go inside the apps and then let's go inside the component. And for the component right here, I'm going to create a new file. It's going to be equal to the uploaders. And then so we can run our snippets. And so right here, so I'm going to copy this one inside our page. And so then we can remove right here. And then we can import our uploader component. Right now, we can do the uploaders. Great. And if we go to the profile, and I think this is the profile component. And instead of the billing right here, we can change this one to upload instead. All right. So right now, if we go back, we should be able to see the uploads. Maybe I need to refresh this one. So as you can see, when I click right here, so we have the upload and we have the uploader. So right now, let's go inside the uploader and then let's switch this one to the dialog instead. I can remove everything and let's go into the dialog documentation so we can copy everything from here. So let's paste this one and then let's copy this one as well and paste this one. I'll hit save. And so instead of the open right here, I'm going to do this as an empty button and then I can give an ID of this one. It's going to be upload trigger. Okay, and then I'm going to make this one as a child. So inside the page profile right here, so when I click on the upload, so I'm going to call the trigger button right here. So for that, let's go and click on this one. So it's going to be equal to this. So we're going to do the document.getElements by ID. And the ID is going to be the upload trigger. And then we can do this one .click. Okay. So right now, if we go back inside our application, if I click on the upload, so you can see we have the pop-up module. Great. So right now, let's use the uploader component and it's called API. So then we replace this one. So you can go into the API and then go into the documentation. And this is a really great library to file upload. You can integrate this one with Angular, React, Swell, or Vue. So in this case, we're going to use with React. And you need to install this one. So you can also go into the description, which I have already installed this one already. So which is this everything right here. All right. So make sure you install that first. I have already done that one. So right now, let's go inside here. We're gonna copy and paste everything that we need from this one. So first I'm gonna copy this line right here. And right now, let's go back inside the uploader. And then we can paste this one. So for the webcam, we're not going to use this one. I'm going to remove this. And great. Let's go back here. Let's copy another one, which is this one. Let's copy. Maybe we can copy everything right from here. And then this one. And then I can just copy the dashboard right here. And then this one, we need to use the use state. We'll make sure that imported from React. And this one, we can remove it. And then below this content, I'm going to create another div. So this one is where we're going to use the dashboard right here. Okay. So let's copy this and paste it right here. So right now, the plugin webcam, we're not going to do this one with the plugin webcam. And this is it. Great. So right now we need to transform this one inside into the client component. So we're going to do use client. And if we go back inside our application, this should be good to go. So right now we click on the upload. So there we go. So right, as you can see, we have this, but right now we need to set the style of this one. So if, let's say, for example, if I go into dashboard and I give the class name, let's say to width to auto, and if you can see, we cannot change the width of this one. So the way that we override the style of this one, you can go into the inspect. And if you look at this one, they have comment with the class name. So for example, this one right here. So we're going to override the width of this one by using this class. I'm going to copy this. And then let's go inside the global.css. And this is where we're going to override. So this class right here. And then for the width of this one, I'm going to do it with the auto. And if you want to override, you can do the important. And the height of this one, I'm going to go with the 25 RAM. And the same thing, we can do important as well. And if we go back, as you can see right now, it's fit with our dialog, which is really nice. Great. So right now, let's try to change the header and description right here with other information. So this one, let's go into with the daily uploads. And then this one is like select your photos. Okay. And if we go back, nice. So right now, if we click browse on this one, so you can upload multiple files, you can do drag and drop as well. So you can see, I can select multiple file and I can drag and drop right here. And as you can see, it looks really nice. So, but in this application, in this, what we're gonna do, I'm gonna limit this one to only one file only. So the user will upload only one file. And the file that they can upload is going to be image only. All right, so the way that we do that, we can go back in here. Let's go to API. So we can give the option right here, which is going to be a restriction. And the restrictions right here is going to be the maximum number of file, which is going to be 1. So if you want to do multiple, how many files you want, you can set the number right here. And the allow file types right here, I'm going to use the image. So we can do this one. Image / style. So if you have other type, you can do the comma and then add the type. So right now we need to image only, and the maximum file size. So as of now, I wanted to, the maximum file size is only 5 MB. So this one, and then we're gonna do time this one right here. Okay. So right now, if we go back, click on the upload. So right now I cannot select multiple. I can select only once only. So you can see if I open this one, all good to go. So right now we have this one, very nice. And so for this one, I'm gonna do the height, the upload button. So it's gonna be height upload button, which is gonna be true. If you go back right here, maybe let's try to upload again. So you can see the button is gone. So what we want is we want to create a custom upload. So then we can later on uploading with the our description as well, right? So for that, let's create an button to do upload. So let's get a button right here. And then this one is going to be upload. I'm going to give a class name of this one. Make sure we import it first. And this one is going to be width to full. And let's give it a space between these two. Let's do this space Y to 5. And now, great. So right now, let's try to implement the upload. When I click here, we should upload this file to our storage bucket. And later on, we can come back and add another input field to store the description of this file as well. All right, so right now we're going to go to Supabase to create a new bucket. So you can go to storage and new bucket right here. And let's create the image. And then this one, I'm going to make it public so you can see. So even though we make this public, but the row security level will be needed for such as operation uploads and delete and things like that. So right now, let's hit save this one. And also, I think right here, you can add another restriction right here as well. But for now, we can skip this one. So let's set up the policy. So for the policy of this one, let's go into here. I'm going to choose the template right here, only this one. Use this template. So this one give a user access to their own folder only. So this is the policy. What it does is like, so whenever the user upload the file, so they can upload to their folder only. All right. So, and then from this one, we can select all the action right here. And then this one need to be authenticated. So right now, let's click review and save the policy. Great. So right now we have this one. So the next step that we're going to do is to set up the upload right here to upload into this bucket. So in order to do that, we can use the API task right here. So you can go into the uploader. We can have multiple options. So we're going to use task. So the reason that we use task, so task is allow us to resumable upload as well. So if you have larger file and things like that, you can pause and also unpause it as well, and which is great. All right, so right now we can upload, install this. So we can copy this one. Right now we can go back in here, and so we can install the API task. So right now to use this one, it's really simple. So you can see we can just copy the use right here. So I can copy this one and go back inside here. So on the API right here, I can just paste and make sure I do .use right here. So, and then we're going to import this one. So this is, we need to get the endpoint. So where do we get the endpoint? So the endpoint is just the endpoint to our Supabase storage. So it is going to be something like this. So this is going to be the process.env dot the next URL right here, and right here we need to add the endpoint. This one is going to be the storage v1, and this is going to be resumes mobile right here. I see, this one is need to be upload as well. Okay, so we need to do upload. Great. For this one, we're gonna do the allow, let's say allow file metadata. So this is what we can pass our bucket name. So this is going to be the bucket name, and then we're going to have the object name as well. And this one is going to be the content types, and another one is going to be the cache control. Okay. Right. So right now we can set up the bucket name and the file. We can get the bucket name and the file name. So when the file is added, so for that we can do the api.on. Let's say .on right here, it's going to be file edit, and then we can access to the file. And for this one, it's going to be files.meta, and I think this is going to be maybe lowercase. And then this one is going to be, we're going to spread the existing metadata. So we're going to do files.meta, and this one we're going to pass the bucket name. Okay. So the bucket name is going to be the bucket that we just create, which is going to be the image, and the content type of this one is going to be file.type. All right. So we hit save. Very nice. So now let's create a function. So when we click on this upload, we can upload to our bucket. So I'm going to do handle uploads right here. And let's go inside here. We can create handle uploads. All right, so here we're going to set the file name. So you can see right now we just set only the bucket name. So we wanted to set the path where we can upload, because we want to upload to the user folders only, right? So for that, let's go into the API set file metadata, and the file that we're going to set is going to be api.getFile, and this one is going to be get files right here. It's going to be index 0. So the reason here, because we allow only one file uploads only. So if you want to get multiple file, so we're gonna do the index right here. If you have multiple file, maybe you can do the loops as well. Right now we have accept only one file. This is fine first. .id, and this one we're gonna set the object name. So let's do the object name, and this one is gonna be, so the path that we're going to start is going to be the user ID, right? Because each path is a folder when we store inside the bucket. So we need to get the user ID. So in order to get the user ID, we can do something like this. So right now, we can have the user, which data user is going to be equal to user. So this is the hook that I have created. So go back inside here. So this is going to be user.id. This is going to be plus the object name. All right, so this is going to be api.getFile, and then let's go index 0, and then it's going to be the .name. So this is the name of your file. All right, and after that we can just do .api.upload. Let's save this one. So I think that's pretty much it for this one, and let's go inside here, and let's try to upload. Click on upload, browse the file, and upload one file right here. Right now, let's click on upload. So we can go to the network tab as well. So you can see this is going to be error, which is great. I will explain you in a moment. So because the endpoint that we call right here, so to this endpoint, so we need to pass the authorization header. So otherwise, so it will fail because this will become like unknown request, and so we need to pass to authorize header to Supabase that okay, this is like a valid request and things like that. So right now, as you can see, we got an error, and also we can see more information about this one as well. So you can see. So the way that we do this one, so I'm gonna do .on before request this one. So we're gonna set the auth header to this one. So this one, I'm gonna create a function this, and this one we're gonna have the request, and I'm gonna give a type of this one to any. And we're gonna do the async as well. So before each request right here, what we're gonna do is we're gonna do the get the sessions, like the token from the user. So for that, let's call to Supabase equal to Supabase browser. And to get the session, we can do await Supabase .auth.get session. Okay. And right here, we can be able to access that data. And right here, we can do request.set header. And with the key is going to be authorization. And then this is going to be the bearer. Okay. And we space this one, and then we can pass the data .session .access token. All right. So let's save this one. So this is will every time before request we get the fresh session. This is better than like if you store the session somewhere else and you pass this one, at some time the session may be expire. So this is a lot better. So before request, we fetch a fresh session, and then we set as a header, and then we make the request to this endpoint. Okay. So this should be good to go. And all right. So maybe if we refresh this one. Maybe I think I should set up this one before. Maybe I can call this one right here. Okay, great. So right now we go into upload, and let's try to upload the same file again. Right here, click on upload. So as you can see, everything good to go. Right now we got 100 and everything is complete. Great. So right now if we go back in here, make sure that we have this file inside our storage. So you can see this is the user ID, and this is the file that we just get. And if you open this one with the content type and thing. All right, so everything is good to go. So right now we be able to upload the file. So the next step is we're going to create the input, and the user can add a description that this will right here will link into the descriptions table. So for that, we need to create another table to link between these two. All right, so right now we're going to create a new table here. I'm going to call this one post. And so the ID of this one is going to be the UUID. So we're going to have multiple columns right here. So this is going to be the description of the image. That is going to be text, and some image probably do not have description. So this one, I'm gonna allow this one as a nullable, and this is gonna be post by. So we're gonna do post by, and this is going to be linked into the profiles. And let's do cascade and cascade right here. Let's hit save this one, and this one is not going to be nullable. Another one is going to be the object ID, and the object ID right here will link into the storage right here. And then let's go into the object, and this is the ID right here. Okay, let's go into the cascade. Let's hit save. So this one is great. So this one, so whenever with the objects right here, if the image is deleted, the record right here will be deleted as well. So that's why the link right here is really important. And so another one, we're gonna have the object names. So this is going to be the text, and this is not nullable as well, and this is not nullable as well. Okay, so I think that's pretty much it. So as of now, let's hit save this one. All right, so right now we can go back inside our codes. So what we wanted to do when we push the image right here, we wanted to link this image with the new post table. So the way we do that, I'm going to create a new random UUID. It's going to be random UUID is going to be equal to crypto dot random UUID. So I'm going to set this one as a new path to our image. So then each image will store inside in one folder. So for this one, we can do something like here. We're gonna do plus and slash right here and plus as well. So right now let's try to upload the image again. So if we go back inside here, maybe I click down on this one and let's try to upload a new image. This one. Okay, so let's click upload and it's pending right now. Okay, we got some error. Oh no. Okay, it's look like our upload is complete. So if we go back inside our image right here, so okay, so it's in this folder, and then we're gonna have another folder which is going to be our image right here. And if you look at the objects table, if you go into the storage, and then we're gonna have the object right here, and then we're gonna have the path right here. So the path right here, we get the user ID, which is this one, and another one is going to be this one, which is going to be the random ID, and this is the name. So then we can use all of this one to insert into our table, right? Our post table. So if we go into the publics right here, and then we get this information. So in order to do that, we can create a trigger function to, and then so when we upload into the new bucket, so then we create this right here. So for that, let's go into the function and create a new function. It's just going to be equal to create post. And inside here, we're going to do begin and end. And this one is going to be a trigger function and show advanced setting. And this is, I'm going to go with the security definer. Okay. So right here, I'm going to zoom in a bit. So this is going to be insert into the public dot post. And I think with S as well, the value, we're going to have the ID, we're going to have a user ID. This one is going to be post by, right? We're gonna the post by, and another one is gonna be the object ID, and another one is gonna be name. So what's the value? So the value is gonna be new dot. So for the ID of the post, so we can get it from here. So maybe I can open this one inside another tabs, and let's go inside this one. Let's go inside the object again. So it's gonna be the storage. And let's go inside the object. All right. Okay. So for the object right here, if you look at the pass token right here, we get everything. So this is the user ID. This is the random ID. So we use this random ID as the ID of our post. And this screenshot right here is a name. So for that, let's go into the new right here. This is going to be the pass underscore tokens. And with S, so this is not gonna be indexed, a little bit strange. So when we access this one, so this is index 1, and this is index 2, and this is index 3. This is not index 0. Okay, so what I want is to get the random UID here. So this is gonna be index 2. So it's gonna be index 2 for the ID, and then we can do the same thing. New dot pass underscore tokens. This is gonna be index 1 for the post by, and the object ID is going to be the new.id, and the name is going to be new.pass token right here, index 3, which is this one right here. Okay, so I guess that should be good to go. So right now we can end this one with the semicolon, and then we're going to return the new value right here. All right, so then let's hit confirm this one, make sure everything good to go. Great. So right now we're going to go to create a trigger for our storage. Let's go into the schema, and the same thing for create a trigger. And the trigger, this one, we're going to call this one a create post. Create post. This is for the storage dot object. Okay. And then we're going to do the same thing. After insert into here, we're going to call this function. So right now let's hit run this one. It's good to go. Let's go to function. Let's go into our trigger. If we go into the storage, we should be able to see this one. Okay, great. So now, if we go back to upload the file again, I'm going to click down here. I'm going to upload the new file, which is this one. Click on upload. Okay, so look like we got some error. Okay, great. So let's try to debug this one. So to debug this one, you can go into the log, and let's go into the Postgres. And so right here, we can see that we have this error right here. All right, so this is like types ID. I see. So because the way that we pass the type of this one, so we need to convert it into the UUID. So for that, let's go inside the function, create post. So this one we can do UUID as the UUID types. And because the ID right here, this one is the same thing. I'm gonna do the .UUID. And also for the new.id here as well. Okay, new.id here, .UUID as well. Okay, let's hit confirm on this one. So this one we cast the type of this one to the UUID. And right now let's try to retry this one. So as you can see, the upload is complete. Very nice. So if you're going back inside here, we should be able to get that post. So we get everything that linked together. But right now the description is none. So because we do not have an input to update it yet. So but now the beauty of this one. So for example, if I go to the bucket and the image, I believe this is the new image that we just uploaded. Maybe I think this is the one. So right now, for example, if I were to delete this one right here, I'm going to delete this folder. So right now this one is gone. So if we go into the post table, so you can see this record is gone as well. So this is good. So right now you can see there's a relationship and link this one two together. All right, so right now we're going to create the description inputs for this image. So for that, let's go into the input and then we're going to install this component. Let's go click on npm and come back here. So I'm going to run this one. Also, we're going to install the sooner as well, which is going to be the task component. And let's copy this one. And so we can run this one as well. Great. So right now inside here, I'm going to use the input. So then this, I'm going to do control dot. So this is will do auto import for me. Okay, look like it. Not. Okay, this one, which is input right here. And the placeholder, this one is going to be image description. All right. So right now let's create the input ref to reference to this one. Input ref equal to use ref, this one as react dot mutable objects. And then this one is going to be HTML input element. All right. And inside here, let's go into this one, the reference. Great. So right now what we wanted to do add a description is when we after it upload. So the way that we do that, we can go into this one is going to be .then. And so right here, we can do Supabase. I think we called this one before, which is going to be here. So let's go make it outside so we can use it inside here as well. So it's going to be Supabase dot from, and this is going to be the post profile, the post input table. And what we need to do here is we're going to do update, and the value that we want to update is going to be the description. Okay, I think for this one maybe we can try to link the table together. So we can go into generate the type. You can follow this documentation. You can log in, which I already done that. Maybe we can generate a type right here. So I think I'm already done this one. So I just press enter here. So this will fetch the current table and generate a type for me. Great. So now if I get here, so you can see it will give me an IntelliSense right here. Nice. So to get the description, this is going to be input, not this one, input ref dot current dot value. Okay. And then I'm gonna do if description dot trim. So if you have the description, and then we're gonna do update. All right. And then I'm gonna make this one as an async, and then this one is gonna be await, and the description here is going to be description right here. Great. So for this one we need to check an equal, so it's gonna be ID, and then we're gonna do the random UID. So and then what we interested in from here, just an error only, and then we can check if there's an error. We're gonna do task dot error, This one is going to be fail to upload, maybe fail to update description. All right, so this one is fail, just to fail update description only. If the upload is error, we will show different error, but this one is just the error for the update description only. Okay, so I think this is good to go. And right now we go into our layout. We need to import the toaster that we just installed, and then which is this component right here. Great. So right now, if we going back and let's try to upload. I think before we do this one, we need to do the policy for our post table first. All right, so for that we can go here and then click on the policy. And for read this post, I wanted to allow only authenticate user to be able to read the post. Click save this one. And then for update, so let's go update right here. And we're going to pass on the ID, okay? So action update, authenticated. And then this one is gonna be post by. Can copy this one, so it means they can update their own post only. And same things for this one. Let's go into the delete and this one and make sure authenticated, and our action is delete right here. And I think right now if I save, this is gonna be an error. Yeah, because a duplication here. So I'm gonna remove this one and review and save this one. So you can see because this is action update, but the name is the same. Can I update this one? Okay, great. Update instead. All right. Okay, so right now our policy is complete. Right now, let's try to upload the file. So let's go inside here, upload, click on this one. Let's choose one of the file here. So this is like a voting apps, and click on upload. So right now, as you can see, the upload is complete. And if you go inside here, so we should be able to see the description of this one as well. Very nice. So one thing that we wanted to do after we upload this one, we want to clear everything here for the user to upload again. So the way that we do that, we can come back to uploader and then this up here. So right here, you can do up.on. This is going to be on upload successful and success. And so what one we wanted to do is up.cancel all, and another one we want to cancel the input as well. So we're going to do input.ref.current, and then we can do input.ref.current.value is going to be equal to null. Okay. So right now, if we click on this one, maybe we can close and open it again. Then let's choose a new image. This one. Home page of my voting. Click on upload. So as you can see now, you have the thing. You can see it clear everything, clear the input here as well. And also if you want to do, you can trigger to close this one as well. I think to close that one, we need to go into the dialog component, and then we're gonna call the close right here. So I think for this one, maybe I can give it an ID of this one. Let's give it a trigger, maybe close. Okay. And let's go to this one, and we're gonna do the document that get element by ID, this one, and then we're gonna do click. All right. Right now, if we go to upload the file again, try to this one. Right now the description is empty. I don't want to upload. As you can see, when upload is complete, we close everything as well. All right, so I forgot to mention is that, so if you upload the file and the file while being uploaded, if you close and you open it again, so the file is still upload. So this is the beauty of this one. So this is great. All right, so right now we're gonna handle some errors. So for example, when I click here, so you can see there's an error because the file here is empty and then the user tried to upload, which is fail. So for this one, we can check if the API right here .get file .lang is not equal to 0. So then we're gonna do this one, else we're gonna do task warning or info, just like please adding an image. Okay, so right now if the user do this one again and they click on upload, so you can see this will fail because we need an image from here. Okay, so this is great. And so right now the upload is complete. So the next step that we're going to do, we're going to render the image right here. All right, to render the image right here, so we're going to go into the home page, this one, and we can fetch the post. So right now I'm going to do Supabase is going to be equal to a Supabase server, because this will render from the server, and this is going to be an async. So we're going to fetch the post is going to be equal to await Supabase dot from, this is going to be post dot select star. And yeah, I think that's pretty much it, right? Although we're going to get the user, maybe the profile, in this link together. And so right now we're going to get the display names only. Okay, so right now we're going to have a data, and then we can render this data right here. So right now json.stringify data. So if we go back here, so you can see we have the list of the image right here with the post and everything. Okay, so right now let's try to display the image. So if you want to get the image, so right now we have only the image name with this one, but we can combine this one with the ID. So if you look at the storage, and if you go into this one, and let's open one of the image from this user right here. So right now, for example, this one, if we want to get the URL, I can just copy this one, and let's come back right here. So as you can see, this is the image that we generate. So we got this one, which is the user ID, and this one is going to be the post ID, and that's pretty much it. And this is the name of the image. So to construct the name of this one, it's going to be really simple. So maybe we can pass this data first. So it's going to be an image is going to be equal to data.maps. And then we're going to get the image right here. Or maybe we can like post, a single post. I think this one should be called post instead. Okay. So this one. So what I'm going to return. So the return of this one is going to be an object. And for the object, first is going to be the image. And image is going to be follow this one right here. So right here. And so we're going to replace this one with going to be the post.id. Okay, so this is going to be post.postby, and this one is going to be with the post.id, and this is going to be post.name. This one is going to be post.name. All right, so this is, we're going to have the image. So if we scroll down here, and also another one is going to be description, and we're going to have the post.description right here. Great. So right now we have this post, so we can use it to render. So I'm going to do post.map, and then we're going to have another post. This one is going to result in an image. Okay, so we can return this one right here. Very nice. So this is, we'll need a key. I'm going to use the index or the post.id. So maybe we can get an ID of this one. It's going to be a string. I think maybe for this one, we can do something like this. So we can spread the post instead. Okay. So if we go here, so we get everything, but we construct on the new one is going to be the image. All right, great. So right here, I'm going to set another div. So let's give the width of this one to, let's say 96, and then the height of this one to 96 as well. And then this is where we're going to display the image. But for now, let's try to display, let's say the profile first. It's going to be post.profile.displayName. So this is it. So right now, if we go back inside here, and so we have only one. So this is will stack on top of each other. So maybe we can have a proper layout for this one. I'm going to do class name and then crit call to 3. All right, that's good. Let's do gap of this one, and for each of this one, let's give it a border around it to MD. Okay, that's not bad. I think for the image here, I'm gonna put it outside, and this is where I'm gonna place the image. And this one will import it from Next.js. So import image from next/image right here. Okay, so the source of this one is going to be post.image, and the all of this one is gonna be post.description. And for this one, maybe, and if it's null, so then we can do an empty right here. Okay, so now this one we're gonna do fill, and then this one is going to be relative. So if we hit save this one, so this is gonna be crash because we need to register the domain for our image. And let's copy this one. Let's go into the next config, and this one we're gonna add another host name. This one, and the protocol is the same thing for this one. Copy this. So since we're doing this one, we need to restart our next config here. So right now we restart our server. So if you go back here, I'm gonna refresh this one. All right, so you can see we have our image, but it does not look good. And okay, let's try to fix this one. Let's come back here. So maybe this one we're gonna give the width of this one to 96. And this one the width to full. Okay, very nice. Then for this one, I'm gonna do the rounded to MD as well. Okay, I think this one is for image. So this is gonna be rounded to MD, then the object cover, and then we're gonna do the objects to center as well. So all right, that's look better. So you can see. And I think for the border right here probably is not necessary, and we can add the border to this one instead. Okay, that's looks better. All right, so maybe we can do the width of this one to full. Okay, and all right, so I think this look good. Maybe we'll try to do space between this one to 5, and let's try to gap this one maybe 10, so then it has a little bit spacing between these two. Okay, so now let's try to upload the new image, and then we can see this one. So I think before we doing that, we can go into the uploader, and then after we upload complete here, we need to do router.refresh to refetch our post. So we're gonna do router equal to use router, and this one is from Next navigation. This one is gonna be router.refresh. Okay, so if we go back in here, so right now let's try to upload the new image, this one. Let's try to upload this one right here, and this is gonna be, let's say, login, and let's do upload, and now it's complete. So as you can see, we have this one right here. Very nice. But right now it does not order in the right order. So maybe we can try to do some order of this one. So you can do the order by created at, and then this is like ascending to fall or true. This is up to your need. So this is like the new image will be on top right here. All right, so right now what's happened if I log out? So for example, if I log out right here, so if I refresh this one, so you can see because the post right here, we be able to read it from only authentication user only. So I think the best way for now, I'm gonna make this page right here into the protected page. So if the user is not logged in, so I'm gonna force them to sign in. Okay. So for this one, let's go into the, I think for in constant, I need to add another page, which is this one. So right now, if I'm in here, let's say if I try to refresh this one, so you can see it's forced me to this page right here. If I log in again, and right now it's redirecting me back, I can see all the image. Great. So right now we complete the list. So the next step that we're going to do is going to implement the delete. All right, so let's do that. All right, so for that, I'm going inside here. I'm going to create a new component. This one is going to be equal to delete post. And then we can run this one, and then so we can call delete post. Maybe I'm gonna put it inside or below this one. Okay, delete post, and make sure we import this one. Right now, if we go back, we should be able to see the delete post. Maybe we can use the delete post up here inside this one. So for that, let's give this one is going to be a relative. And this one is going to be absolute, let's do top 0 and then right to 5. And right now, as you can see, this is right here. And instead of the delete right here, we're gonna change this one to buttons, and then this is going to be delete. Okay. So I think I forgot to import this one. Let's auto import this one. Right now, if we go back, as you can see, we have delete right here. Very nice. So right now, we're gonna render the delete if the post is belong to this user. So we can pass this one. It's gonna be the post by, which is going to be a string. Post by right here, which is gonna be a string. And so right here, we need to pass the post by post dot post by. Okay. And right here, we're gonna fetch the user. So this is gonna be the data equal to user, and this one, and then this is gonna be is fetching as well. So if it is fetching, so we can just return this one with an empty value, and then we're gonna do if the user dot id is equal to post by. So then we're gonna return this one right here. Else, we're going to return also the empty fragment. So right now, if you're going back right here, okay, so I think I need to convert this one into the use client component, because we use this one as a client. So you can see, since this user is the one who posts this image, that's why he be able to see all of this post. Okay, great. So right now, let's try to implement the post delete. So for this one, we need to get the post ID as well. So maybe we need to get an ID, and also the ID is going to be a string. So we need to pass the ID, which is going to be the post.id right here. I think maybe this one we do not pass the post ID, because I think in order to delete the post, we're going to delete the image. So for that, we need to get the path of the image right here, which is going to be this path right here. So this is like the path of the image. And I think maybe for this one, instead of this one, we can convert this one. I can pass this one. This is going to be image URL. Image URL or image URL host is going to be equal to this one. And then for this one, well, the image is going to be image URL host, this one. And then for this one, we're going to do, let's say, the image post.image instead. Okay, post.image. And if we go inside here, instead of the ID, and we're going to do with the image instead. So right now, when we're going to do on click on this one, we're going to do handle delete. Okay, so for that, let's create a function to handle the delete. This one. All right, so inside this one, so we can go into the Supabase documentation first. So if you go here, Supabase storage documentation, go into the delete the file from the bucket. This is what we're going to do. We're going to copy this one and come back here. So we need to get a Supabase. So Supabase equal to Supabase browser on this one. Let's do with an async right here. And there you go. So right now we get, so this is the key. So this is going to be the image right here that we're going to delete. So the image. And if we got an error, so we're going to do toss toast. Let's do this one. Make sure it's auto import. And then we're going to do error message else toast success. And then we're going to do successfully remove image right here. Okay, and I think for this one we need to do the refresh as well. So for that, let's go with the router equal to use router from use navigation, and then we can do router dot refresh this one as well. Okay, so I guess that's pretty much it for this one. And I think for data right here, we do not need this one. Okay, so right now let's try to go inside here. Let's try to delete. I'm going to delete one of this one. So as you can see, successfully remove, but I think the router.refresh, it's not working. Okay. So if we refresh this one, all right. So I think there's something wrong, probably with our image. So I think let's try to console.log the image right here. I see. Well, the bucket right here it's wrong because this is like the bucket is gonna be image instead of avatar. Let's try to delete this one again. So as you can see, it's removed and then it's refreshed. So you can see the image is gone, the post is gone as well. So if I try to delete again, so as you can see right now, this image is deleted. All right, so yeah, I think that's pretty much it, guys. So right now we complete everything. So right now you can copy and clone this one. You can update this one based on your functionality. And yeah, I think that's pretty much it. So hopefully you learned something from this video. I put the link to this code in the description. And so don't forget to like and subscribe. So see you in the next videos.